Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video all about being a stay-at-home mom. And is this camera focusing? Yes, you are. Okay. All about what it's really like to be a stay-at-home mom. Now, I'm coming from the perspective of I've been a stay-at-home mom for 5 years now, but the first 4 years of being a mom, I was a working mom and a student. So I was a full-time student in cosmetology school. And I also worked probably 4 out of the 5 nights a week at restaurants, or just, I've literally had so many jobs. I've had more jobs than most people have had in their lifetime. Like, it was a problem for a while because I was young and I wanted to see like what I liked doing, what I didn't like doing, what made money, what was not the best with money, which I just like to check it out. It was probably well over 20 jobs. That's neither here nor there. So anyways, I wanted to give my perspective on what it's really like to be a stay-at-home mom and having been on both sides of the field. All my kids are home. It's summer break, so you're gonna hear them because they're with me. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So to start off, the benefit of being a working mom, and some might not call this a benefit, but after so many years of doing this, it truly is a benefit. But you would get breaks at work. Even as a server, if I got 15-minute breaks or 20-minute breaks or whatever, or as a student when I would get 20 minutes or 30 minutes for lunch on the certain days that I would get a lunch, it was a break. When you're at home with these guys, now granted, like, people will say nap time's a break. Well, that's only to a certain point when your kids, still take, like, my kids all stopped taking naps when they were probably like 1 to 1.5, and then every once in a while they would randomly fall asleep. And some people were very persistent on making sure their kids had naps, or that was just their parenting style. I didn't, because I wanted my kids to try to sleep through the night as much as possible. So if they were dead tired by the end of the day, then that meant they were probably going to sleep a little bit better for me. And we've always had an issue with our kids not being able to sleep through the night. And like I said, this is just probably something that maybe I did along the way. I don't know, but I don't get breaks throughout the day. I don't get to go to the bathroom by myself. I don't shower by myself. I don't do anything by myself. The only breaks that I get are literally going to the grocery store once a week. And even when I go to the grocery store, I'm so almost like panicked, thinking that even though my husband's a wonderful dad, he doesn't, he's not a wonderful housekeeper. I'm just gonna say it. He's not. So if I leave the house for an hour to go to the grocery store, you better bet about $1 that when I get back, there's probably gonna be a lot of stuff out of place. And it's just so frustrating me because I take so long to clean the house every single day. Every day I clean the house. Every day I cook. Every day I clean. Every day I do laundry. Every day I'm wiping booties. So there's no real breaks. And I haven't slept through the entire night, which I just got done saying, like, maybe they'll sleep through the entire night. None of my kids have, until they reach a certain age, but because of their age gaps, I hope I'm making sense, but because of their age gaps, they're so close in age that Lainey, she still doesn't sleep through the entire night. So for the past 10 years, almost 10 years, it'll be 10 years in December that I've been a mom, I have not slept through the entire night one time in the last 10 years. And I know that people are gonna be like, yeah, right. That's true, I haven't. You can ask my husband, like, I can't. Someone wakes up, or if someone just squirms wrong, then I wake up and it's hard for me to go back to sleep. That's just, I mean, Lainey's getting closer to the point now where she's not waking up the same, but because she's done with diapers, when she has to go pee at night, because she still sleeps with me. Last night she did do better. She slept in her bed until she had to go pee, but she still wakes me up to go pee through the night. And even if we try going before we go to bed, I'm going on a tangent now of just this topic, but there's no such thing as breaks. None. It's a constant, never-ending cycle of, like I said a minute ago, it's a constant cycle of cooking, cleaning, and laundry and breaking up fights. Now, this is probably not true for everybody's kids, but because mine, I believe like my boys, each of them are only less than 2 years apart. I think that was just their aging, how their aging worked out. They're just constantly like at each other's throats, like that's all they do. And then I have to cook, like they've been on break. This week is their first official week home for summer. And every year come this time of year, because they're getting bigger, like they just eat so much. They're constantly, like they act like they're starving to death. So I'm constantly getting snacks, and by the time I get one meal cleaned up, they're asking for another, and it's never ending. It's never ending. The laundry is never done. The second I think I got all the laundry put away, someone finds something like, oh, look at this laundry basket that was in my closet that you didn't see, or whatever. It's just never ending. And it's to the point where you kind of just don't even want to like get ready for the day, because like I used to be really good about this when I first became a stay-at-home mom, and even with having newborns and stuff, like I really wanted to make sure like I looked really presentable for my husband. And I know a lot of people think that's stupid, but it was really important to me. Like I just wanted to, you know, feel like a normal like 20-something year old. But like you just get to a cycle where you're just kind of like done with it. You just don't even want to get ready anymore, and it's really hard to get out of that. Hold on, Wayne. My next one is a little bit, not everybody's going to feel this way, but this is just my personal experience, is you get to a point where you can have so much resentment towards your husband as a stay-at-home mom. It's like wanting all of these breaks. Okay, so when my husband goes to work, he gets to talk to other adults, and he gets to drive around by himself, and he gets to and not have somebody yelling at him because they want the windows down, or they want the windows up, or the music's too loud, or the music's not on, or they're just cranky and kicking the back of your seat. He's just driving. Or, you know, if he gets off of work early and he wants to stop and go fishing, which is the thing that he really enjoys doing, which I shouldn't have an issue with that. And I know I shouldn't have an issue with that, because it's totally fine. He's going fishing, it's fine. But at the same time, you get resentment because, like, when's the last time you had time to do anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I, you know, of course, he would offer, like, hey, you can go out and get your nails done, do whatever you want to do. It's not a big deal. You're more than welcome to do that. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't want to leave my house, because if I leave my house, I mean, that's a personal problem that a lot of times you might face yourself, or it just can be, you can just have resentment, which is so important that if you start to feel that way, you just talk about it. And that's what I do all the time. Like anytime, like I'm so jealous that he gets any time to himself, or even gets a shower by himself, like no joke, you get to shower by yourself. I'm so jealous of that. You get to go to the bathroom by yourself. I'm so jealous of that. And I like, the only thing like keeps me kind of like in check, or keeps me kind of like just blowing it off, is thinking that, you know, this is such a short period of time in my life. It doesn't matter how many kids you have, because each one, that's your individual time with them. You know what I'm saying? This is such a short period of time in my life. I'm going to miss it, and I think about it all the time. I'm already so emotional because my third baby is starting kindergarten this year, and so for the first time ever, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom to just one baby. And it's crazy, and it's emotional, and I mean, she's already going to be 3 in August, so once she starts school, like, it's so emotional. But the resentment, you just have to like just talk it out, and not like screaming talk it out, but like actually talk it out, because it can be a real problem. Like, that's the devil's way into issues, you know what I'm saying? The next one, it can get super lonely sometimes. And the worst part is like for me, like, I don't necessarily want to have friends that I hang out with, because I just feel like I'm just not a big friend person. If like, I I don't know how else to explain it. I'm just not. Like, I've heard about people, you know, joining all these mom groups or doing all these things, and I just don't. I'm more of like a want to be by myself person, but at the same time, sometimes you just want somebody to talk to. And I don't know. Like, for me, it's like, I want that, but I also don't. Like, cause it's so much, I feel like it's so much stress to have friends. First of all, I don't fit in. She just threw a cap at me. First of all, I don't fit in with a lot of people. Like, I'm not like one of those strict scheduled parents that like, I just feel like it turns into like a bragging competition or something whenever parents get around each other. I'm not interested. Like, I'm not interested. Like, I'm sure you think your kids are the best. I think mine are the best too. So I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about yours and how great they are. I'm not interested. Also, like, it's just tough. I'm just a one of a kind, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big friend person. I don't know. I'm just not. Oh, I guess I wrote down having a hard time connecting with other moms, but I just went through all of that. Like, I just don't connect well with other moms. And maybe that's not the same for everybody. I know that there's tons of moms on YouTube that all get along and they have this great relationship and they're talking all day. I just don't feel like, Lainey, stop. Lainey, stop. I just don't feel like I personally have the time for that. I just don't have that much energy for them. Like, I have enough energy for my kids and my husband, and by the time that's like depleted, like, I'm just done. Like, I don't want to, I guess it's my own problem, but I hate with a passion when people like compare their kids to yours. And I get this a lot. Like, oh, my kids never did that, or my kids never did that. Like, it makes me, I don't want to hear about what your kids did or did not do. Like, it just annoys me, okay? Let's not talk about it. My kids are rowdy, I know. I'm probably not the best parent, I know, but I don't want to hear about what an amazing parent you were and your kids never did any of this or never tore anything up or you never had them write on the walls or get in trouble. Like, I don't want to hear about it, okay? Another problem with being a stay-at-home mom is, like, you have this, like, this desire to feel self-worth, and sometimes it can be really tough because you're not bringing any kind of financial help into the house, so it almost feels like you're not doing anything. Yeah, you're doing so much. Believe me, I know. I'm on your team. Like, I know. You're doing so much, but it can also feel like you're not doing enough because you're not putting any kind of financial, like, help in. And, like, that was really tough for me for a while. And in the beginning, I'm like balling off of that. I'm like rolling off of that topic into the next one that I wanted to bring up is in the beginning. Finances were so, I hate finance talk, but in the beginning, when we went from like me making whatever money I made and my husband making whatever money he made, in the beginning when I first stopped working, like, I felt like I couldn't buy anything. And he never made me feel like that. It was just my own feeling. Like, I felt like even little stuff, like, I mean, makeup. Like, I felt like I felt bad buying makeup for myself or clothing for myself or whatever, because I felt like, oh, well, this isn't really my money. And of course it was. And of course, like, you know, he agrees to that. Yes, it's your money too. It's our money now. It didn't feel like that in the beginning. I felt like so uncomfortable because I wanted to buy stuff for myself and I felt like I couldn't. And that was just like such a terrible feeling too. But you just have to, like, you have to get past that because you're making plenty of money in, like, the sense that you don't have to pay for daycare now. So just think of that savings and relate to that. I always think about what's going to happen when I'm no longer a stay-at-home mom. Like I said before, Lainey is she's going to be 3 in August, so she only has like 2 years left until she's going to be in school, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, it's so emotional for me and I want to cry about it every time I think about it, but I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I feel like I've worked so hard these last 10, I mean, it'll be 12 years by then, you know, doing everything I could for all these babies all day long. Every single ounce of me went into them or went into doing something for them. And I just don't know, what do you have? Go give those back to him. I don't know what I'm going to do when she's out of school. Or when she goes into school, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if I'll get like a job. I mean, I'm a photographer now and I do that on the side, which is great. I love doing it. I love, like, that's my only time I really get to like socialize, and I like hang on to people. Like, as soon as I meet up with them, like, I talk their ear off the entire time, especially if it's a mom bringing her baby for like a photo session or something like that. Like, I don't let them go. I'm like, get my teeth in them and I just talk their ear off, and they're probably like, okay, never again. But yeah, I guess I would probably just do more of that. I just don't know. And it's kind of like, it's a weird feeling. A lot of people act like stay-at-home moms are just so dumb, or just they're like running joke. I went to a park with a mom one time. It was like on her like day off, and we took the kids or whatever. This was years and years ago. And the park was really full, and she's like, oh my gosh, obviously we're surrounded by these stay-at-home moms who literally do nothing all day. And I'm like, girl, did you forget who you with? Like, hello. Yeah, so going to the park is great and all, but it's not a walk in the park for me. That's another thing. I don't like going to the parks or doing stuff with other moms because I'm busy trying to watch my kids, and I'm like paranoid about them. Like, my eyes are on my kids at all times. Also, as a stay-at-home mom, like, you get to this point where you really want to have your own freedom and be able to do things, but at the same time, you don't want anybody watching your kids because you just don't trust anybody. Now, this is not for everybody. This is my personal experience. There are like 2 to 3, maybe 4 people in my entire life that I 100% trust with watching my kids, and it's just, it is what it is. Now, having said all of this, there's no job, no amount of money, no anything that I would ever do to give up being a stay-at-home mom. Like, I feel so lucky, and I feel like I've done what I'm supposed to do. I've raised my kids, and sometimes I wish I could homeschool them, but summer is always like that test for me where I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this summer school at home. Like, I'm gonna test it out, and every summer I'm just like, okay, this is still too much. It's still too much. So yeah, there's that. Also, being a young stay-at-home mom has been so much to my advantage because I'm still young enough to want to learn all of like the funny stuff that they're all laughing about, and I still try doing the dances and like all these new dances they're coming out with. Like, I've really worked hard and tried to learn how to do them. That way my kids can't laugh at me when I try. Like, I nail them. That way I'm just like, in your face. I can do it too. I'm not old yet. Or like that's another bonding thing with me and them is I get to laugh about the same stuff that they laugh about. Like, I don't know if you've seen the PPAP, the Pineapple Pin song. Like, I find it hilarious as much as they, yep, now she's talking about it, as much as they do. I think it's hilarious, and it's kind of like a bonding thing for us because I get to laugh about it when they're laughing about it. This video has gone on so long, and I'm so sorry, and I'm going to cut out so much. If you notice that this video is very choppy, okay, hold on. If you notice this video is very choppy, hold on. If you notice this video is very choppy, it is because I've been interrupted 500 times, or I've caught myself carrying on for way too long. So it's going to be a little choppy because I'm going to cut some out so the video is not so long. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know on the bottom if you can relate to any of these, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.